I, along with a friend, captured Cherry, started on the quest to beat every Halo game in the MCC collection on LASO difficulty to get all the LASO achievements. LASO stands for Legendary All Skulls On, with Legendary being the hardest base difficulty in the game, and the skulls, which are modifiers that make the game more difficult overall. While you may know me from doing various Genshin-related challenges, the difficulty these provide is extremely minuscule in the face of Halo games on LASO. Last time, Cherry and I managed to beat Halo Reach on this difficulty, which gave us the corresponding Steam achievement for doing so. Next up was Halo CE. Little do we know how much hilarity would ensue, nor the tricks we would have to practice in order to complete the game. Without Halo completionist guides for LASO, I don't think we would have completed this challenge. All credits to him for most of the tricks shown here. So, let's jump right in where we left off. The Pillar of Autumn. On the Pillar of Autumn, a human-made spaceship, Cherry and I wake up as Master Chiefs. Multiple, because this is a very old game at this point, and they didn't have multiple models ready for multiplayer. Master Chief is a Spartan, an augmented human meant to protect humanity from threats, the main one being the Covenant, a hostile civilization of enemies hell-bent on eradicating all of humanity. As we wake up, the Pillar of Autumn is already under attack from Covenant forces. Our first objective is to make it to the bridge of the spaceship, all the while dodging various enemy attacks and explosions. While Cherry and I make our way to the bridge, let me explain some of the skull modifiers the LASO playlist for Halo CE puts on its players. There are 12 skull modifiers applied during this run, all of which except 2 significantly affect how the game plays. The first is the Black Eye Skull. Normally, you'd see my shields recharge here, but with the Black Eye Skull active, this only happens when I melee an enemy. The Boom Skull makes all the explosions going on even more deadly by doubling their damage radius. We are also unable to detect enemies with our motion tracker as it's disabled via the Fog Skull. Additionally, part of our HUD is disabled due to the Malfunction Skull, which can outright remove our reticle. There are also a couple more relevant ones, but we'll save that once we get to the bridge. After talking with Captain Keyes, we're given an AI named Cortana, and are told to abandon ship. Our first attempt to do so ended in a bang. You see, one of the skulls I haven't mentioned yet is the Grunt Funeral Skull. This makes any grunt, these little guys, turn into a nuke. The skull is more of a double-edged sword than an outright detriment, since it can be used to defeat all enemies in the room under a chain reaction. Unfortunately, more often than not, we were also caught in said chain reaction. Another thing you might notice is that we can't use the enemy's weapons. This is due to the Foreign Skull, which prevents us from using any Covenant weaponry, which is a problem since the best way to defeat elites, these guys, is through the use of a plasma pistol, a Covenant weapon, to disable their shields. Combine this with the Famine Skull, which reduces any ammo and weapons enemies drop by half, the Recession Skull, which makes every shot we take cost 2 from our ammo stores, and you have the most miserable ammo situation known to man. On top of all of this, the Mythic Skull increases all enemy HP, and with the Iron Skull active, we have to reset to the last checkpoint if we die. As it was with Halo Reach, all these debuffs make the game into an explosive nightmare. Literally. Luckily for us, the first mission isn't so bad, as it's meant as a tutorial level with grenades, meaning that there are a lot of opportunities for chain reactions. Progressing through the mission, Cherry had to take a pit stop to calibrate his OLED monitor, and so left me alone for 10 minutes to progress through the mission on my own. To say it didn't go well would be an understatement. Oh! Have to do that all over again? Okay. Eventually, we made it to the escape pods to abandon deteriorating ship. And so ends our first mission. Only 9 more to go. Our escape pod crash landed us onto the ring world known as Halo. We'll learn more about what the ring world is over the course of the game, but we currently face a more immediate issue: finding the rest of the survivors from the Pillar of Autumn. Can you move? Can you move? The Covenant will come! Dude!
They won't. They won't.
They will! If you sit here for 5 minutes, they will actually come. Please, let's get out.
My point is, right?
I will kill you. Please.
These dudes were sat in and they're dead. We wouldn't sat in and we're not dead. Explain that to me.
I am gonna... Oh my god. With all the companions from our escape pod dead, we went across the bridge to find other Marines. Now, you're supposed to do a grenade jump here instead of going across the bridge, the purpose being to skip enemy spawn triggers, Unfortunately, neither Cherry nor I were skilled enough to do the grenade jump, so we just ended up going through the mission normally, which was a bit of an ordeal. Hopefully our inability to do grenade jumps wouldn't bite us in the ass later.
That's called foreshadowing.
After being thoroughly destroyed by the banshees we didn't skip properly, we came across a structure that fellow marines were holding down. There was an effective way to clear the area out if we were fast enough, but did you really think that was going to happen with 2 unskilled players? Who keeps throwing nades at me? Holy these marines.
Uh-oh.
How'd you die?
I jumped to stand on the barricade and I jumped over it and died from full damage.
Eventually, clearing the rest of the enemies out, we were tasked with finding the rest of the survivors in the area. This is where the mission really opens up, as it turns into a very open section. With a warthog gift wrapped to us, we set out to complete our task. But first, we had to go through a very natural structure.
We want to go through there, but you need to go down that way. Oh, no, no!
Why?
Oh my god, you were so lucky you landed that way. If you landed wrongly, we would have actually just straight up died from fall damage.
You worried too much.
5 minutes later.
Uh-oh.
You deserve that. Oh my god. Now he understands why I was afraid. Now you know. You can't even deny. I warned you about that too.
Eventually getting above ground, we had to go through 3 potential areas to rescue Marines. I say it that way because the best way to rescue them was not at all. If they have a happy accident, instead of having to clear any remaining enemies in the area, we could just move on with our day. And so, we proceeded to do just that, with some minor issues here and there.
Did you kill him?
You're supposed to.
With a guide?
It skips the rest of this bloody area. We can just leave.
Oh, excellent.
The question is, can I get out? Oh! That is a... No! Oh, Jesus! Why does that still hit me? I'm just gonna drop off the face of the earth. How does that still hit me? When is that hitting me? Why is that hitting me?
I didn't even know that was gonna happen.
Watch out! Oh, okay, got one. Okay, got both. Okay. Those are not rideable, sir. Jesus. Cortana, we weren't able to rescue anyone because we killed all of them.
Eventually, after we saved all the Marines, we hopped onto a Pelican and headed off to the next mission. This mission almost broke us. For context, we started this mission in December of last year, with almost 1.5 months worth of attempts based on the date codes I have. It was a very trying time. There were 2 sections on the Covenant ship in particular that made it very frustrating to complete this mission, but first we had to get onto the ship. The first few firefight sections aren't too bad, you just have to make sure you hit your shots and don't get nuked via a grunt flying at you.
Oh, there's a grunt on me. Glitch. What the... Where from, dude? I wasn't even that pushed up. He was like in deeper than I was. What the don't push in deeper. You should sit back. Weaver, when I sit back, I get naded from a rocket ass grunt 50 miles away.
It wasn't 50 miles away, it was on you.
It was not on me.
It most certainly was on you.
Its corpse was launched at me.
It just reminds me of Halo Reach all over again.
Flashback.
Difficulty just doesn't care about your feelings.
End of flashback.
Afterwards, we get access to a temporary invisibility power-up for a single player, which I use to traverse into the next area, leaving Cherry behind for the moment. The idea is that I should be able to despawn enemies in the previous section I just bypassed with the camo, so that Cherry can come over safely. Once he met up with me, we had to hold out in this particular canyon as multiple waves of enemies dropped via the ship's gravity lift. You can see how that went.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, come on, dude.
And it didn't kill the elite. Like, how? Where is this guy? Does he have a closet to Narnia? So he just goes in the closet every time a grunt's about to go off?
Oh.
Once those enemies were done and dusted, we could finally go into the belly of the beast. All of our attempts made it past this point. This is where it becomes hell though. There is a lot of RNG when it comes to this particular room, with both the number of enemies that spawn and the types of enemies that spawn. The biggest problem is the sword elites. These guys one-shot, regardless of your feelings on the matter, and multiple spawn over the course of this holdout section. Additionally, you need to clear all enemies to proceed with the mission.
Yeah, get f***ed, bozo. How does it feel? How does it feel to be a piece of shit on the floor? Huh? You're so bad at the game. You're trash. Mum's a toaster. Suck my dick. I feel better now. Oh my god. Please.
Jesus Christ. Can you hit him melee?
Just die. Just die. That cannot go in the video. That cannot go in the video. That cannot see the light of day. Never. Never. You cannot show that. You mustn't. You can't. You cannot do this to me. You cannot do this to me. Don't go that far. What's that?
They spawned in behind me. That's what that was. Bro, this door sucks.
In the attempts where we did get out of the grav lift room, I then used a camo power-up hidden behind one of the crates to run through all the way to the hangar room, which was the second room that stopped us in our tracks, and the harder one by far. In order to get through the rest of the mission without suffering a bunch more, I had to perform a grenade jump to get me to the second floor. This skips a spawn trigger in the hangar room, which prevents enemies from spawning on the way up to the control room, and ends the mission early later on. However, I failed to do this jump again and again. I was trying to use one of the LASO single grenade jumps I had seen some other creators use before, but couldn't make it for the life of me. I even practiced in a separate lobby when Cherry was busy and still couldn't do it. This is the primary reason we were stuck for so long. Eventually, I went back to Halo Completionist's guide where he does it with a double grenade jump instead. I didn't want to do this earlier because I thought it would be way too difficult for me to pull off. However, it was somehow easier for me to do it. I managed to do it in some practice lobbies with relative ease, and so on the night of our final attempt, I planned to do just that. We got through the firefight sections, we got through the canyon hell, we got through the gravity lift room, and we just made it to the hangar before disaster struck. Stability of the Master Chief Collection can be spotty at times, and we just got screwed by it. This completely reset our mission progress for the day, and I didn't really have it in me to do another 2.5 hour attempt. However, Terry convinced me otherwise, and so we leapt into action one more time.
TNR!
Once again, we went through the first firefight sections, we went through the canyon, we went through the gravity lift room, and we made it to the hangar in significantly less time than we had prior. And now it was just up to me to perform, to make the grenade jump.
My body made it up.
You made it.
Oh, yes! 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 We are gaming, boys! We're gaming!
I was ecstatic. We had gone even farther than we had ever had before, and made it to the control room, which was easy in comparison to the trials and tribulations we had just gone through to get here. Eventually, we finally made it to our objective, which was rescuing Captain Keyes. We now had to escort him back to the control room, which was made difficult because of Keyes' nature to run into grenades and die. Luckily, there was another camo power-up in one of the hangar rooms, which I used to clear the way to the control room, while Cherry chaperoned Keys to make sure that he didn't have a happy accident with another grenade.
I killed all the camo elites.
Excellent.
Eventually, we had just finished the mission. We had actually done it, and we were hyped.
We did it! Dude, we did it! Let's go!
In less than an hour.
In less than an hour! We're just gaming. We're gamers, man.
After being freed of the hell that was Truth and Reconciliation, we charged into a battle on the beach. And by charge into battle, I mean we ran in the exact opposite direction to get a hold of a warthog to start our actual mission, finding a map room known as the Cartographer. But first, we had to head to the security room to unlock said map room. There is a way to bypass this, but like something skill issue, something, both of us suck. You get the idea. Anyways, eventually we made it to the map room and fought our way down to access its records.
Oh, this is it. This is what we need to get to.
Finding up to the surface to leave was a bit chaotic though.
What the f- Bro.
I don't even know if the camo is even worth it at this point.
You are actively trolling with that launcher.
You stupid elite.
Later, we got picked up by a pelican and then descended to the depths below. The next mission was relatively easy, all things considered. All we had to do was use a very simple AI manipulation to get a Banshee early. Well, it was supposed to be simple.
I mean, in comparison, it will be much quicker than any of our other missions. I can promise you that. Like,
Oh yeah, it will take one less weekend to complete.
oh, I got it. No, he ejected. It did work, but then I got smashed by the Banshee, of course.
I mean, your nade got me.
I was at 1 bar. Ah, now I'm at 0 bars of health.
Should have ate you Weetabix.
I got it.
Yes.
I eventually got hold of the Banshee and flew through the rest of the level. No enemies spawned for the rest of the mission after performing the skip, which was very welcome. Of course, it wouldn't be a LASO mission if something else didn't go wrong.
Hell, please don't run me over. Stop! Stop! Oh my god! I need to fly through all of this again! You mother...
For a checkpoint.
No! No! Oh, and I killed myself somehow.
Bruh.
After Cortana panicked a whole bunch about weapons cache, we headed to its location to find out what happened to the last group of Marines that was sent there. As we walked through, it was clear that something wasn't quite right. The Covenant forces stationed there were sparse, and some were even running away from something. Though that didn't mean that they didn't have time to kick our asses. Eventually, we reached a room where the captain had entered previously, and found a record of what had happened. Soon, we were introduced to a new enemy faction, the Flood. These enemies deal a ton of melee damage, and can't really be taken out by melees themselves. This is when the game's narrative takes a sudden shift into a horror game. Screw the mission, we need to survive and get the hell out.
How? They do so much damage.
Yep, they do a lot. They hurt. These guys hurt a lot.
Once we left the facility, we found some Marines who survived the ordeal and a seemingly allied faction, the Sentinels. They were armed with laser weapons specifically meant to deal with the Flood, and their leader, 343 Guilty Spark, teleported us out of the area to somewhere unknown. The area we were teleported into was the library. We were here to retrieve something called the Index, something that could be used to purge the Halo ring of the Flood infection spreading across its surface. However, to get there, we would have to fight through multiple floors of Flood, which was easier said than done. The first thing we needed to do was a grenade jump. This skips a lot of enemy spawns, making the trip to the first of 10 doors much easier. After this, I got access to one of the best weapons to use against the Flood, the shotgun. One well-aimed shot will be able to kill any Flood in close range instantly. However, the Flood lives up to its name, and we were often ambushed by an unending horde of them. Our best option often wasn't actually fighting the Flood, but mostly running away from them. My grenade jump training from a previous mission did come in handy, as it did allow me to leave this running part while also grabbing the overshield. There were also ways we could skip certain sections by spawning enemies early in the room and then running out. However, we eventually met the most scary enemy in this entire game. Rocket Launcher Flood. They one-shot you, and the shots are fairly quick. At one point, I got a fairly unfortunate checkpoint, spawning me right in front of a rocket launcher Flood every time I died. However, when you can actually manage to kill them, you get access to effectively infinite rockets. You see, in Halo CE, there is a glitch that allows you to reload a weapon without consuming any ammo, something we were extremely eager to abuse. It does take a while to reload though, and since the glitch has to have your weapon reloading on the ground, it isn't necessarily an instant win, since your position can be easily advanced upon by hordes of Flood if you're not careful. Eventually, we got to the last few doors, and it was at this point I noticed I wasn't recording Cherry's voice, and fixed that.
No shot. My
Wait. Oh, guys! Don't go!
Finally, we got to the last door, and I had made it onto the platform where the Index would be contained. Unfortunately, it turns out that both Cherry and I would have to make it there. Since we were split, I had to double back to this position so that we could both go forward.
Jesus.
Oh, checkpoint.
Okay, that's good. I have infinite rockets now again. Grab this. I'm just gonna full clear the room.
There's enemies to our right,
Yeah. Give me a second.
and there's one to our left.
Okay, and then we need to make this jump here. So you know how you did it last time. Almost there. Oh! We got checkpoint. We got checkpoint earlier. It's fine. Go, run. Let's go! Let's go!
Getting the Index, Guilty Spark, or Timu Robot as Cherry calls him, teleported us to the control room. As it turns out, the Halo Ring is a weapon that kills the Flood's food source, and not the Flood itself. Guess that wasn't really relevant for Spark to mention to us. Anyways, we get portrayed on the spot, and the one allied Sentinels now became hostile. Luckily, we spawn with some plasma grenades, which we aren't really supposed to have, but get due to a bug with one of the skulls. Still, we used them, and as a result, the Sentinels were easy to clean up, and the Covenant in the next room. We then use another bug to make it easy to leave the control room and take Banshees out of there. Our next objective is to sabotage the ring's weapon systems to stall Guilty Spark from activating the ring, which involved disabling 3 separate generators. Once again, abusing the infinite reload glitch we used last mission was fairly beneficial to our progress.
Let me just
might
rock it.
actually
Let me just go. Oh, okay.
That's an aid.
Yeah, it is. I think you're still in
Oh,
range.
that is an aid. Yep. Yep.
Why you threw the nade? Oh, you even threw it poorly, dude.
On my screen, you jumped out the little cubby hole and got yeeted back in.
Harry, dude, like, literally, you're just addicted to griefing. I don't get it. Just stop, dude.
Had no shield, bro.
He still
I
had
had
shield.
it.
He still had half, dude.
No, he didn't. Stop that, dude. Your range is way too high. Oh my god. There better not be flood in Halo 2.
You poor, poor soul.
Please tell me there isn't.
Of course there is. What do you mean?
Things were overall slow, but steady. That is, until we encountered our first Wraith. The Wraith is a Covenant tank, and unfortunately it had its sights trained right on the door we exit from. This was a problem that we had caused in some manner, because, well, when we were going over the several bridges in the level earlier, we neglected to fire at the Wraiths below. As a result, we were pretty much stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I'm actually just losing a will to live now.
What the
He suicided himself.
dude? Dude, this Banshee actually does not
Oh my
care about
God.
its allies, does not care about itself. You just like only go kill these bozos that are attempting this run. No.
Still, we persisted, and over the course of an hour, we adapted enough to get through. The next section, though, was extremely painful. Multiple banshees, elites, hunters, wraiths were all aimed to kill us. Luckily, we had a rocket launcher that I used to eliminate almost every single enemy besides a lone grunt utilizing the aforementioned infinite reload glitch. This lone grunt somehow killed Cherry and set us back almost 15 minutes, making it so that I had to clear everything again. Getting past that, we were back to our original pace. Slow but steady progress. Soon, we were in the last section. We had to hijack some banshees to fly up to disable the final generator, but these banshees were heavily guarded by Covenant and 2 wraiths. The best way to go about getting into one of them was to sneak around on the ghost and get into one in the opportune moment. As you can see, that wasn't the most easy thing to do. But when has anything been easy in this playthrough of hell? After grabbing the Banshee, we eliminated the remaining enemies in the final generator room.
Oh, we're done. We're done. Fucking hell. Okay, that took way too long.
With the last generator down, Cortana teleported us to a familiar ship, the Truth and Reconciliation. In order to disable the ring for good, we needed to turn the Pillar of Autumn into a nuke. But to do so, we needed the captain's implants to provide the necessary access. It turns out Keyes was somehow in this Covenant ship despite being captured by the Flood as seen in an earlier mission. This still happened to be the case, so we needed to get him out. Given that the last time we were at the ship, we were stuck for almost a month and a half, you might expect the same out of this mission. As it turns out, there is a way to effectively bypass a majority of the mission. And to do so, we needed a Reviver Flood. Some of the Flood have a revival flag built into them, where when they are down for the first time, they will revive seconds after. There's a way to reliably manipulate the RNG of this particular level to make it so that this flood spawns every time by meleeing out of the starting cutscene. How people find these things, I will never know. With this Reviver Flood, I'm able to go straight over the barrier separating our spawn area from Keyes. Doing this also breaks quite a bit of the enemy AI, as you can see, as I completely skip the trigger that enables the enemy AI in this section of the level by doing the skip.
What? Okay.
Uh,
No human life signs detected. The captain, he's one of
I made a mistake.
We can't let the flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect.
I thought I killed all of them. Did I not kill all of them?
What he'd want us to do.
Oh well, that's a problem. The animation is bugged because we're dead. Oh, wait, we're fine. What the heck? Oh, okay, sure. I'm fine with this. After punching Keys' face out to get his physical implants, we headed to the hangar to make a quick exit. While the enemies did provide us some difficulty, we ended up making it to a couple of Banshees and headed straight to the Pillar of Autumn. Bonk. After crashing our Banshees on the Pillar of Autumn, we headed to the bridge to destroy the ship. At this point, we were seasoned players and knew how to take care of the enemies in front of us.
Nice. Good nade, good nade. Watch out, there's still more. There'll be more explosions, there'll be more explosions. Wait. Okay, we got checkpoint.
Nope. Nope. I think that's it.
Can you shoot that hunter in the back with a pistol? There's one in front of us.
Yep.
Thank you. And there's going to be another one that's distracted on some of the flood as well. I think they are mostly dead. If you can shoot the grunts, that would be good. Thank you. Hunter's on me. I can kill him.
Alright.
Just focus on not dying to elite, potentially. Oh, nice. Nice. Very good.
Once we made it to the bridge, Cortana's plan was stopped by Guilty Spark. So, rather than detonate the ship via the bridge, we headed straight to the engine room to cause a reactor meltdown with some good old explosives.
Nice. Very good.
With the ship about to explode, we needed to evacuate ASAP. Fighting our way to the elevator and taking it up, we found several vehicles that we could use to aid in our escape.
Okay, be careful. This area blows up. Just be careful. Go to the left of where you... left, not right. Oh god, oh god. Okay, there's health packs on the ground. Oh, wait, Cherry, what are you? This is the driving section.
Oh.
That's why all the warhogs are here, dude. Not yet. Wait, don't trigger the explosion first. Okay, I can't trigger it because I only have one health bar, but you need to trigger it.
Okie doke.
Okay, get your health pack and get in the car. Just start driving. Okay, I'll let you know where to go. Straight out here, and to your left. Oh god.
After finding a way to not die immediately upon entering, we drove off to the hangar to get into a space-worthy craft before the Pillar of Autumn exploded. I let Cherry initially drive so that he could experience the infamous Warthog run, but that didn't really work out too well.
Okay, go all the way left once you exit this. All the way left. Okay. Yeah, you're a little bit too late to go all the way left. Okay. Oh, okay, and you died. Oh.
So, I ended up driving, and it was pedal to the metal.
Yeah, see, the map says we take a left here and run over that turret. We didn't run over the turret.
Because it would flip us over.
I've already heard this soundtrack. I was expected to hear something new.
No, this is... You didn't hear this one specifically. It gets better.
No, I've heard this one.
Oh god. Go, 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 go!
Now you have no idea what my health is at.
You're at 2 bars.
Oh, that's...
What? Oh.
Oh, this ain't good. Oh, my ass is being singed. I think I'm at
Okay, now you're at 1 bar.
Oh, that's not good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We did not clear it. No. Oh Oh, this is where I die. Oh, Jim Mama.
Alright, get out, go to the left.
Move! We need to get aboard now!
This is a very big hangar.
Yep.
Oh, oh.
It's okay. He doesn't have tracking.
Jimmy.
Okay. Safe. Okay, you wanna do the honors?
Known as what?
Ending the mission?
No, I cannot jump.
Just walk up the ramp. There we go. Let's go! With one last push, we made it to the fighter just in time, and exited the Halo ring as it exploded, ending our Halo C LASO journey. But this was only the second out of the 6 games that were in the Halo's MCC collection. We were still hungry for more, and, well, the next one would prove to be the hardest so far. Halo 2. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and see you in the next Halo LASO installment.